18th.
Julie, I need your help. My friend was attacked by someone in a fisherman's slicker. I just have one question. What did you do last summer?
Every secret.
This isn't the first time there's been violence like this in Southport.
Every kill.
Whoever is doing this, it's connected to our past.
Has led to this.
One of us is hiding something. What are you waiting for?
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Exclusively in theaters. July 18th. Rated R.
It is 6 p.m. on Friday, July 4th. I hope you enjoyed your festivities today to celebrate our nation's birthday. Thank you so much for joining me if you're joining me live. Thanks so much for watching if you're watching as it is archived on the East Central Mississippi Weather Watch. And this is your Futuristic Friday. So what we're going to do, take a step back from those daily briefings, those hourly forecasts, and take a step forward and look at the forecast for next week, the week after, and finishing out July. We just started the month. We're going to have a brief overview of what we could see as we go through the dead heat of summer. Two questions we're going to answer tonight. Are we going to be above average in temperatures? And are we going to be above average in precipitation? So we're going to look at the ingredients over the area right now, see if that pattern continues, and then we can answer those two questions as we look at the whole of the month of July still yet to come. So right here we have our temperature outlook model. As we pull this forward, if you see reds, that's about 70 to 80 degree temperatures, and those grays and browns you see they're getting up to the 90s and closer to those triple digits. So over the weekend, we're going to be in those mid to upper 90s. You see those grays and browns persisting, even those closer to 100 degrees coming in to start next week. And mind you, the heat index is going to be even higher. So this is not what it's going to feel like. This is the actual temperatures. And as we pull this forward, no break. All red, all browns, and grays as we go late next week, next weekend, we see them return again. So these models are hinting at a return of warmth and a lot here the weekend after next. So a lot of hot temperatures persisting, but that's not the only factor of heat, is it? We also have the factor of those dew points, which makes it so much worse how muggy and thick the air is. Well, unfortunately, that's going to continue as we move forward. We see those purples continue. That's 70 degree dew points, and those are not going to end anytime soon. Now, we did see a break earlier this weekend and late this week as that cold frontal boundary moved in, but those are quickly being replaced by more high pressure, pushing that warmth from the Gulf into the Gulf states and consistently having those dew points over 70 degrees. Now, there's one of our questions. What about the other one? Is it going to rain a lot? Well, yeah, it is. We look at the simulated radar. We pull this forward, this precipitation type. We see our little system off the eastern coast right there this weekend. Just some isolated pop-up showers. Not really any large systems to talk about, but every single afternoon we see some kind of green or yellow or orange on that map as we pull it forward. This combination of temperatures and humidity, the more moist the air is above our heads, the more chance that we will see moisture on the ground in the form of rain. Now, how do these two interact? Well, those warm, muggy, unstable air conditions with those showers, they can spark thunderstorm. The more energy you put into those clouds, the stronger they can be. So those purples you see there are about 1,000 joules per kilogram on our Cape map here, and those blues are about 1,500. As soon as you see those blues, you can know that a thunderstorm can happen. So as you pull this forward, lots of purples and blues. Now, we are seeing large amounts of Cape that would indicate the strong to severe thunderstorms, but we are seeing those constant blues and greens, which means at least 2,000 joules per kilogram. That's plenty to turn a shower into a thunderstorm. Couple that with the humidity and the high temperatures, and we are in for, yet again, more afternoon thunderstorms and very hot afternoons as well. More on what these ingredients could lead to when we come back from the break. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. It is 5 minutes past the hour in the East Central Mississippi Weather Watcher. Thank you so much for watching. Snuck up on you there. Just a 60-second break here as we have this live coverage on your Futuristic Friday, 4th of July edition as well. So we talked about the ingredients over the area right now and that pattern consisting. Well, what is that output going to be? Well, the Climate Prediction Center does have forecasts all the way through the month, and this is what they had to say. Next week, that 6-day temperature outlook. So next week, what we're looking at right now, 50% likelihood of above average temps next week. Categorically speaking, that's leaning above average in temperature. So near the coast is even higher, near that 60-7 probability. So warmth next week. We answered that question. What about precipitation? We also have that 40 to 50% likelihood of above average precipitation next week. We have seen a little bit cooler temps, like I said, if that cold frontal boundary moves through, and less rain. But don't expect that to continue next week. What about after that, the 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlooks? Again, 50% likelihood leaning above for July 18th through the 24th. A carbon copy of the 6 to 10 day. A little bit different for the precipitation, but at the same level. 50% likelihood that leaning above average for increased precipitation and rain on July 18th through the 24th. And one more for you, the next week, the last week of July, once again, leaning above average for precipitation. So it appears to be a very wet July. Warm and wet probabilities. Look at the right side of your screen. Next week, yep. Week after next, definitely. Last week of July, wet. I can assure you that now. Warmth, not 100% sure if we're going to be breaking records, but it's the end of July. Of course, we will be warm. So not much to tell you because it's the same thing we saw all of the month of June. Now, this break we had through the first couple of days of July, it was nice, and I hope you savored it, and I hope you had a great time this weekend celebrating the 4th of July. But we're going to get back into that blistering heat, that sweltering humidity, that stifling heat indexes, and all of that warmth from the Gulf. Couple that with every afternoon, I'll probably be telling you about some isolated thunderstorms. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all next time.